And we are live. There we are. Good morning. It is Paul Romero with the Swiss Flow Global Independent Business Owner Network Marketing Training number 34 on September 19th, 2014, a Friday. Good morning, John. Take it away, would you? I'm trying to get going here.
Yeah, we got off to a minute late start, but that's okay. Yeah, it's a beautiful Friday morning, and it's, again,
Ouch.
almost the end of the month. We've only got 1 week left of the month of September. Time is just flying by. Happy to be on the call this morning. We've got some amazing stuff to talk about. You want me to jump right into it, Paul, or do you want to get us going this morning?
Go for it, man.
All right, excellent. You know what I think I'd really like to talk about today is a concept that we talked about on our morning Street Smart Success call with our mentor, Jeff Fagan, and that is initiative and what that means and how important it is to be a person that takes the initiative. You know, a forward-thinking person that is success-orientated and is into taking action. It's the kind of person that grabs the bull by the horns, so to speak, and will take initiative on a new idea, a new concept, maybe a new business system, whatever it is. It's all about being the kind of person that, you know, takes the initiative on things. And we kind of talked about on this morning's Street Smart Success call, you know, 3 types of people, you know. There is, number one, the leader type. You know, this is the person that will take action, take the bulls by the horn, the bulls, multiple bulls, I guess, will take the bull by the horns and, you know, be the kind of person that just instinctually, because they get it at the cellular level, and this is one of their character traits, one of their habits. And if this isn't a habit that you already have, it's certainly a habit that you're going to want to develop. I myself haven't always been this type of person, but since I've been training with Jeff Fagan and working with Paul here over the last couple of years, it's something that I'm encoding into my DNA, and everybody has the ability to learn and take on any habit that they set their mind to and break the bad habits and create the good success habits. So being in the habit of being an action taker and a person that you know, takes the initiative on things, you know, that's the type of person that I believe all of us here on this call want to be. And that's, you know, the first type of person. Then obviously there's 2 other types of people, as I mentioned. One of those is, you know, some people don't take the initiative on their own, but if you tell them what to do, they'll do it. And, you know, people like this, that's a good trait too. At least, you know, if they're told what to do and they're inspired, they'll do it. Maybe, you know, it's not natural for them to jump out on their own and just take the initiative and run with it and take action, but at least they're willing and open to taking information and the awareness that, hey, I'm being told what to do to be successful. I'll take this information and I'll use it. And of course, then that leaves, I think, the obvious 3rd type of person, which no matter what you tell them to do, what you try to guide them and point them in the right direction, they're just not going to listen. And we talked about these concepts this morning, and I thought about how this relates to a network marketing business. And when you're out there looking for prospects, people to sponsor into your organization, you're only going to want to work with 2 types of people. Those that are leaders, preferably you're going to want a lot of leaders in your organization. Those kind of people that'll take this system that we're teaching here and they'll run with it. They'll take the initiative and they'll go out and take massive action. But then you also want people in your organization that, you know, they might not be a leader right now. Maybe they're striving to be. They're working on becoming that. But at least they'll take the information that you're providing, they'll take your training, and they'll take the system, and with your guidance, and telling them what to do as you're teaching and training, they'll actually take the actions. And obviously that third group of people that no matter what you try to tell them or point them or steer them in the right direction, they're just not going to listen to you or take action. And those are the kind of people you're going to want to avoid, quite honestly, wasting your time with and sponsoring into your organization. Quite honestly, in my opinion, and I'm going to toss it back to Paul here, is you don't want to waste time with those kind of people in your life. And unfortunately, it's the overwhelming majority of the population, in my opinion, that fall into that third category.
It's fun. I just actually just realized, what the heck is that all about? Anyway, I just realized that what that those three people that Jeff was talking about, that what you just brought up there, the group number 3, yesterday, a little funny little anecdote here. Yesterday, my wife and I had a little verbal disagreement, and I brought up, I made a comment about a concept, personal development, sort of a concept, a way of thinking, et cetera, and so on. And as I was walking out the door, my wife says, yeah, well, that's not the way most Americans think. And it took me a split second, but my retort to that, which came, because I mean, that hit inside of me, that's not the way that most Americans think. And all of a sudden, I mean, my retort to that came out that, yeah, well, that's why most Americans are, broke losers, because that is not the way most Americans think. And like this says right here, most Americans are group 3 people, because they just, you can tell them exactly what it is they have to do. You can draw the picture. You can give them the roadmap. You can, give them the complete outline, the step-by-step instructions, 1, 2, 3, the whole freaking thing. You can just hand it to them, and they still won't do it. And like John said, these are the people that I guess some people in the network marketing world call these your problem children, and with other whatever, doesn't have to be network marketing, any kind of business that you're in. I mean, if you are hiring or recruiting or sponsoring or whatever it is, partnering with whatever, if you're partnering, if you're joining forces with these problem children, then that's exactly what they're going to be. You're going to have to hold their hand at along every step of the way, and there's a very, very strong chance that they're never going to get it. You can spend all your time working with these people, working on these people, working for these people, and they'll never get it. And that's kind of an important factor for any business in leveraging other people and bringing other people into your business and into your life, for that matter, is to sort of be able to develop a way to identify, or to through your marketing campaigns or your attraction campaign or whatever, to filter them out before you even have to worry about talking to them. So that's kind of a big deal, is having the ability to get beyond those who, for lack of a better word, are inadequate. An inadequate waste of your time and efforts, pretty much. It's unfortunate that we have to talk so brutally about the general population of this country, but hey, wake up, people! I'm talking about you. So seriously, there's very few people that fall into level 2. The number 2 type group of people, and there's even fewer people that fall into the number 1. I mean, there's plenty of people out there. You see them every day in group number 2. But if you average it out to the overall population, we're probably looking at what, an 80-20 split, with 2% of that 20% being in the number 1. People who take initiative and become leaders. I mean, that's what leaders are: people that take initiative. The rest of us, successful people, are the ones who You can tell what to do and they'll do it. You can show them what to do and they'll do it. You can give them the roadmap and they'll drive down the road. The people that will do what needs to be done. Now they may not do it to extent. They may not. They may not. Well, they won't. Otherwise they'd be in group one. They won't take any initiative to try anything unique, to experiment, to sway from the steps 1, 2, and 3. They'll just do exactly what they're supposed to do. And they'll be, those are the people that you see out there that are, in most people's eyes, living good lives. They have, pretty much what they seem to want. Very good chance they could be very heavily in debt. A lot of it could be a facade, but on the surface, they seem to have what they want. They seem to have good jobs. They seem to be making good money. All those types of things, and maybe some of them actually are. But the people who take it the step further and once shown what to do, where to go, given the steps, given the roadmap, et cetera, and so on, who take the initiative to read between the lines, to step out of the box, to see where this dirt road goes. Those are the people who are the leaders. And so, yeah, you want to find people to join you in your business and your world and your life. The level 2 at the very least, preferably the level 1 people. Those are the people that are really going to help you to advance in this world in whatever it is that you're looking to do. Back to you, John.
Two thoughts struck me while you were talking there. Number one, about the argument you had with your wife, and it made me think of Earl Nightingale's The Strangest Secret, which is something that anybody can Google or search on YouTube, and it's about a 40-minute program that's quite awesome, actually. The Strangest Secret basically is the law of attraction, and what you think about, you manifest. But that's not the point I wanted to bring up. He brings up something in The Strangest Secret, which you made me think of when you said that your wife's comment to you was, that's not how most Americans think. And Earl Nightingale says that the biggest, I'm going to paraphrase here, but the biggest plague or cancer facing our society, if you will, is men's desire to conform. And what men in America, or most everywhere in the world, conform to the majority. And the fact is that 95% of the people in this country will fail to achieve financial success. And, when someone, think about someone's comment that says, well, that's not how most Americans think. If you're ever in an argument and someone tells you that, you should be like, pat yourself on the back and be like, well, good, because I don't want to think how most Americans think. Because 95% of them will fail to achieve any level of success in their lives. And why would I want to conform and jump on a sinking ship?
That's what exactly took me like a split second to, like snap into my mind was what you just said. Well, yeah, well, good. Thank you for that. I don't want to think that. I don't want to be a person that thinks that way. It took me a split second when she said that. It didn't really.
It was a compliment.
Exactly.
Shoot, and the second point I was going to make, it slipped my mind, but that's okay. I should have taken a note while you were talking there about it. I thought I could remember, but that's okay. I know I had 2 points to make, but I can only remember the one about Earl Nightingale. So moving on. We've been talking about the 7 steps to financial freedom, and we can finally, let's not review all the past ones because that'll take us right out of time, and we'll go into the number 5 step, or is it the number 6 step? Number 6. Number 5 was duplication, and that is leverage. I'm going to toss it back to you, Paul, but I looked at the definition. I thought it would be interesting to see what the dictionary definition of the word leverage is, and I'm going to give you the noun and the verb, and then let you kick us off on giving your take on leverage, and then you can toss it back to me. But the definition of leverage, according to the dictionary, is the action of a lever, a rigid bar that pivots one point, and that is used to move an object at a second point by a force applied at a third. and it's the mechanical advantage or power gained by using a lever. And the verb of leverage is to use a quality or an advantage to obtain a desired effect or result, to provide with leverage. So with that being said, why don't you relate that into terms of how that's used in business and how you can use leverage in all the areas of your life and what it actually means to us.
Well, to put it simply, you can just say that leverage is the magic ingredient that is going to take your life, your business, whatever it is that you endeavor upon. Leverage is what is going to take you to the next level. Leverage is what is going to give you the success that you look for. Leverage is what's going to give you what you seek to achieve, which is freedom, freedom of time, freedom of money concerns, all of that. If you are not utilizing leverage in every way, shape, and form possible, you're not going to get what you want from your endeavor. That's period. The bottom line. I mean, there's nothing else to really add to that. And to put it into a little bit more specific kind of categories, we're talking about leveraging time, leveraging money, leveraging people, leveraging people's talents, people's knowledge, people's connections, leveraging other people's money. We're talking about leveraging products, talking about leveraging media, talking about leveraging technology, we're talking about leveraging systems, we're talking about leveraging everything that you can, because the person who believes that they can do everything will not go anywhere. You know, do it yourself. That do it yourself mentality. I have to handle everything. In today's world, especially, that is a loser mentality, because first of all, one person just simply cannot know all that there is to know to be successful. That's just the bottom line. I mean, if you think you know everything you need to know, then you don't even know what you don't know. Okay, so that's a little kind of confusing there, but no, seriously, if you think that you can do all of everything that you need to do to be successful and achieve the things that you want out of life, you're never going to be able to do so, because there's just not enough time in the day, first of all, for you to learn all of it to begin with, let alone secondarily to apply it, and to apply it successfully. And so, you know, the winners of this world are doing the thinking, while the other people, the others are that they have leveraged, are the ones that are doing the doing. So with that, you know, that's pretty much leverage in a nutshell right there. So, John?
Yeah, and just to add a little bit to what Paul said, because he pretty much summed it up, and we're running out of time here, is, you know, leverage is in the dictionary sense is using a lever with a point of power, and that's exactly what leverage is in, you know, can be used for in your personal life and in your business life. Is that if you understand this concept of leverage and how to use it, it is an extremely powerful tool, and all the rich and successful people out there, they understand leverage at the cellular level. They get it. They utilize it. And leverage, like everything else, is something that can be learned, something that through learning can be immediately applied and used daily for all the simplest functions. You know, for most of us personally right now, I think especially a lot of people that are probably entering into the network marketing business, that are working full-time jobs, that are now utilizing this platform to earn extra income, such as Paul and I. We have another business which takes up most of our time, but this is something that we're doing to create a passive income. The beauty of the network marketing model is that the use of leverage is tantamount, it's key to the whole system.
It's built in.
And that's, you're utilizing your downline to go out there and prospect, and you're training your downline. But, as Paul said, leveraging your time is probably the most important thing for me, but for most of us right now, to figure out how we can leverage our time. Certain things that we do during the day that are eating up a lot of our time, we have to take a look at those things and say, hey, is this worth my time? Is this a waste of my time? Am I properly investing my time? And yes, this is something that needs to get done, but can I use or leverage some money or another person to do this task for me? One thing that takes up a lot of my time is cleaning up after 2 kids as a single father, keeping my house clean. Well, you know what? One of the ways I can get some of my time back is I can buy it back by, hiring a maid service to come in at the end of every week and do the deep cleaning, stuff like that. So that's one. I leverage my money and another person's time to save myself an hour and a half, 2 hours a week, where I can spend that being productive in my business, my network marketing business. So that's just one example, but I see we're running out of time here. I would love to talk more about leverage if we can on Monday, because there's a lot of aspects to this, and it's such an important concept to understand. So with that being said, I want everyone to have a great week, and I'm going to toss it back to Paul so he can lead us in our daily prayer, and if he has any final thought.
Okay, just wanting to say that, yeah, leverage is basically getting the most out of the least. And as John said right there, too, one of the special ways to utilize leverage is to understand that the power of what you do and what makes you your most money, et cetera, and so on. If you can buy back time by eliminating other menial tasks out of your life at a lesser value than what you could spend your time earning more, that's a huge thing. So anyway, with that, and this is kind of where I wanted to go, was to talk about something about in this prayer today, but we'll get to that one of these days as well too. Anyway, O universe, we ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better uses of the riches that were given to us at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind into whatever end I might desire. All right, everybody, have a great day, have a great weekend, get out there and make something powerful